Yo, what is going on? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is awesome, man. We're continuing with these rookies. I told you I'm not done yet. Undrafted rookies, do not sleep on them. And part of this process, we got to understand for Dynasty especially, we got to find these talented players where they are, anywhere they are. And I got two players on my board that you guys got to be aware of. It is a long shot, no question. But at least if we can get in the know that nobody's talking about these players, potentially they could have, even in the situations that they are currently in, the potential is definitely high for them to make a name for themselves if they can carve out a role for themselves. It is very doable, especially with the depth that does reside on these teams for these players. Telling you, man, a role could definitely be had, but they just got to work their butts off, and I got to get you guys in the know. First one on the board is Xavier Weaver, wide receiver from Colorado, played with Deion Sanders and Prime Time, and, baby Sanders at quarterback. He is now part of those Arizona Cardinals, signed as an undrafted rookie free agent, and he has always been one of my favorites. He's a low-key dude that can make a lot of plays, and you get excited about his game when he is on the field, man. He is 6 foot, 169. That's the biggest issue. He is a little bit undersized, and a lot of people are going to say, well, is he precluded to only the slot in the NFL? Very highly likely. He had a decent career, lots of games under his belt. 50 contests. He was a transfer in his senior season. To Colorado, but 50 contests, 184 receptions, 2,643 yards, 14.4 on the average, and 12 receiving touchdowns. While his productivity was extremely high when it came to, receiving and yardage and the ability to make plays in the open field, he wasn't necessarily the touchdown getter, which kind of did bring him down a little bit. Also, wasn't necessarily the most overly consistent wide receiver in the early stages of his college football career, but he did pick up steam, and as he went to Colorado, he looked very good last year. Did not get enough hype to at least enter the last round of the NFL draft. I thought he was at least going to get picked potentially by round 7. He ends up signing with the Cardinals in round undrafted rookie free agent, no question. We're talking before we discuss what Weaver is good at. The Cardinals depth chart, man. Okay, they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. We know this. Have Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Chris Moore, Zach Pascal, and then this rookie Palmer. So we're talking about a wide receiver room that is absolutely up for grabs outside of Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson. Even Greg Dortch has probably got the slot, locked up, but it seems like Dortch is one of these guys that the team is always looking to replace. He has good games, plays extremely well. You think he's carved his role out. They're trying somebody else on the field, and this is what exactly Weaver is going to be trying to look at and try to jump somebody like a Greg Dortch and a Chris Moore. There is no question that he could do it. He's got a lot of ability, y'all. I'm telling you, you throw on that film and you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Great tape speed. Okay, he ran a 4.47 on the 40 time, but the tape speed does show a lot better. Extremely great quickness with quick feet. The very good burst and acceleration when he is in the open field. When he does take off of the line with his release packages, he is very good in this respect. Get to know Weaver's name if you don't know it right now, because he is one of these guys. If he can do it, I'm pulling for him. He's going to showcase a lot of electric playmaking ability on the field. Very good route tree, man. This guy knows how to set it up. He knows how to fake out his defensive backs. He knows how to go over the middle. He does play outside as well. He can play inside. Very versatile. Outside slot, gadget, jet sweeps. He's a Swiss Army knife in that respect as well. And the added speed that you're going to bring to this offense, I don't think this wide receiver room necessarily has that today outside of a Weaver. So, he definitely has the leg up when it comes to explosive ability, creates that separation, like I'm saying. Not only with his route tree, but with his exceptional burst, with his exceptional foot quickness, he is able to get into the open field and create windows for his quarterback. We saw it with Xavier Sanders. He was able to find Weaver on the regular last year because of his exceptional route running ability. Elusive in the open field. He will make people miss. He will. It's amazing, especially on those hook routes that he does do. He just turns around the defensive back and he is off to the races. He is absolutely one of these guys you're looking for to make yak plays in a very big way. Hands are solid, in my opinion. Are they elite in trend? No, that's why he's undrafted. But, they're solid. He doesn't drop a lot of passes. He's very good at his craft, and when he's relied upon, he just answers the bell. He is one of these dudes. There are players that do make it from undrafted status to being big-time ballers in the NFL. Am I saying that Weaver's going to be a big-time baller? Well, we'll see. Maybe not, probably not. but I do like his game. I think he is very good in a lot of aspects. He can be an easy tackle at times, and I mean, it's definitely noticeable. He's basically blown on and he can fall down, and that's one of the bigger problems that he does have. On the press, he's going to get manned up and bullied on that press like nobody's business, and this is a big concern for a lot of teams. Will he be able to increase his muscle mass, the body balance when he is in the open field, almost like he's stumbling over his own feet sometimes? This is a big problem as well. He does get touched and he does fall down. This is not a good thing for a wide receiver in the NFL, so he's got to add some muscle mass, got to add some weight, but you understand the fear might be because he only ran a 4.47, he may lose some speed, but I'm telling you, that tape speed burst is so good and electric. I don't think even if he adds another, 10 pounds to that frame, a little bit more muscle mass, I don't think it's going to preclude his speed whatsoever. Career year last year, 68 receptions, 908 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Like I said, he was very good receiving the football, getting yardage, but he's not necessarily the touchdown getter you're looking for. But in Arizona, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., so you don't need a touchdown getter because Marvin's going to be catching a lot of your touchdowns. Same with Wilson. He's a big body wide receiver. There's going to be lots of touchdowns. But if you want electric speed playmaking ability, did not work out with a Rondale Moore. I'm telling y'all, man, this could be the replacement for Rondale Moore. No question about that. I like Weaver a lot. Keep him on your radar as of today for Dynasty Fantasy Football. Next one I got is a Manny Bailey, running back, TCU product, now undrafted rookie free agent signee with these Kansas City Chiefs. The Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. I just threw up in my mouth just a little bit. It sucks to keep repeating that. I'm tired of it. But a Manny Bailey's a good one. I do like his game a lot. He did play at the Senior Bowl. He looked good. Looked not great, but he looked good enough. The thing is why I'm bringing up Bailey here, where I could bring up a few different other running backs in the undrafted category. I just like the situation here, okay? We do understand that it is Isaiah Pacheco's backfield through and through. It's his. He won it. He runs like a bat out of hell. He's trying to always look for contact, and he's very productive in this offense. Outside of that, Jerick McKinnon is no longer here. You still got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you got Prince, and then you got Keontae Ingram. This is not a very difficult backfield to jump a few of these guys to maintain a roster spot for these Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going bargain hunting here for their running backs, as they have proven over the years. This is a big part of their MO, to find a gem product in the making and hopefully turn him out in the offense to be very productive, and Bailey could definitely be one of these guys. 42 games in his career, 366 attempts, 2,161 yards, 5.9 on the average, and 18 touchdowns. He had to wait his turn majority of the time in his collegiate career, found his role this past year, full starter role with TCU, as TCU lost a lot of their seniors the year prior, before that, as a lot of their talent went to the NFL draft. He did add 47 receptions for almost 400 yards and 1 receiving touchdown. So a lot of people are going to say that Bailey is not necessarily a very good pass catcher. And in this offense with these Kansas City Chiefs, you got to catch the football, hence why they go after guys like a Pacheco, like a Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like a Jerick McKinnon. Is Bailey one of these guys? He's not necessarily fully on electric and, playmaking ability, but he's very good at what he does well. He's stout in frame and size. Even though he is undersized at 5'7", he's got 202. He's got some meat on the bone, and he's definitely going to at least challenge people for contact. He can make some good plays in the open field because his tape speed is very good. It's accelerators over burst, though. It is not necessarily the shot out of the cannon burst from the backfield, but the two-step accelerators are there. You get the ball in his hands in the open field, 2 steps, and he's off to the races. Is he a home run threat? No, he's not going to be one of these guys, but he's going to be very capable with what Patrick Mahomes does and expects from his running backs, and could be a very good piece to the puzzle. There is no question. Has power on contact. Is it elite? No. Obviously, he's an undrafted rookie free agent, like I'm saying, but the power on contact is there. He's going to challenge. He doesn't shy away from the tacklers, and he will break these tackles, man, whether he's slipping the shoestring tackles or he is, body balance initiating contact and bouncing off like a pinball. He does this very well as well. Good jump cut side steps are there to at least make people miss, not only from the backfield, but in the open field. Great cutback agility. We saw this how many times at TCU. The hole does close up on him, and his vision does, go to the cutback lane, and he's able to find and at least gain more yards that way. He's got decent hands. I'm not going to sit here and say he's Jerick McKinnon, because he's not, but I'm telling y'all his hands are good enough. Not necessarily a liability We have seen some double catching, some slapping off the hands. Not good in that sense. He's got some things to work out in that respect, but his hands are decent enough that if he is catching passes from Patrick Mahomes, he's at least going to be able to make some plays in the open field, man. He's got a nice opportunity to become a change of pace back. There is no question in my mind. Do they still love Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or is this with the default, backup plan? Isaiah Pacheco is the guy. He's not going to, Manny Bailey is not going to jump in Isaiah Pacheco. But one injury for one of these running backs and anybody can jump some playing time. And a Manny Bailey definitely needs to have a very good preseason and offseason camps to make his name known to an Andy Reid. Breakout season last year was, 223 attempts, 1,209 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He can make things happen when given the opportunity. Bailey, just not enough film on him to have made it in the draft, and especially how teams in the NFL these days do not covet their running backs like they used to, finding these late round gem guys or undrafted rookie free agent guys to help along the cause where you're not, taking up a lot of contract space, but you're still putting out a lot of production on the field. Manny Bailey is definitely one of these dudes that I'm looking for to at least make a name for himself, hopefully crack the roster, and then we'll see where he does go. So for Dynasty, he's definitely one of these guys. You don't even have to draft him. Get him after the draft as a free agent and put him on your taxi squad and hope for the best and see what happens. The story's going to be basically written for a Bailey by the time we get to week 1 of the season. Will he be on the roster? Will he not? We will definitely see about that. But there you have it. That is 2 rookies undrafted that I'm keeping in my pocket because I do like the landing spot to give them the potential upside of finding a way to be on these rosters. Will they ever be fantasy relevant? We will see. I got my bets more on Weaver than I do at Bailey at this point, but I do like both their skill sets to at least carve a decent role eventually in the NFL. There is no question. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.